negotiating right now, and it's also BRICS. They have BRICS, which is basically a group of countries that are anti the United States, and India is a member of.
President Trump outlined tariff rates on dozens of trade partners, taking a step toward further reshaping the U.S. trade landscape. Trump signed an order to hike tariffs on Canada to 35%, while he kept a baseline minimum rate of 10% across all partners. The tariffs on Canada go into effect Friday, while many of the other reciprocal rates take effect August 7. In the past several days, Trump has unleashed a flurry of deals and trade moves leading up to his self-imposed deadline. Trump granted Mexico, the U.S.'s largest trading partner, a 90-day reprieve on higher tariffs, saying he would extend the country's current tariff rates to allow for more time for negotiations. The U.S. agreed to a trade deal, South Korea. The agreement includes a 15% tariff rate on imports from the country, while the U.S. will not be charged a tariff on its exports, Trump said. Trump imposed 50% tariffs on semi-finished copper products starting August. But he stopped short of applying the duties to copper scrap and input materials, sending copper HG equals F futures plunging throughout the week. The president signed an order to end the de minimis exemption on low-value imports under $800, thereby applying tariffs from August 29th. Trump signed another order to impose a total of 50% tariffs on many goods from Brazil. However, it exempts key U.S. imports like orange juice and aircraft parts that benefit Embraer ERJ. The U.S. and EU agreed to a trade deal that imposes 15% tariffs on EU goods. The two sides still need to iron out several key issues. Meanwhile, the U.S. and China completed a third round of trade talks this week, and Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said on Thursday that they have the makings of a trade deal. The countries face in August 12 deadline to extend a pause on sky-high tariffs. Donald Trump has unveiled a new set of tariffs affecting numerous countries. Most of them are set to face the new tariffs from 7th August. This move could challenge global economies, as several nations have yet to finalize trade agreements with the Trump administration. A minimum tariff of 10% is now applied globally. The White House released a list on Thursday detailing nations subject to tariffs ranging from 10% to 41%. Countries not on this list will still face a standard 10% duty on exports to the U.S. Trump had initially planned to impose these tariffs from the 1st of August, but delayed them by a week just before the deadline. Some of America's major trading partners, including the European Union, the United Kingdom, and Japan, have reached or are close to reaching deals. However, they still face higher duties than before Trump's presidency. Meanwhile, China and Mexico have received deadline extensions, but are expected to pay more eventually. Trump argues that these tariffs will revive U.S. manufacturing and encourage other nations to lower trade barriers for American goods. There's 200 countries, he said earlier this month. You can't talk to all of them. Despite Trump's claim that foreign exporters will bear the brunt, economists say U.S. businesses are mostly footing the bill as imported goods become costlier. In last-minute negotiations, Trump announced several trade deals up until Thursday, though most lack specifics. On Thursday, the U.S. and Pakistan finalized an agreement expected to help develop Pakistan's oil reserves while reducing tariffs for the nation. On Wednesday, Trump revealed a deal with South Korea imposing a 15% tariff on Korean goods, lower than the previously threatened 25%. Agreements were also concluded with the EU, UK, Pakistan, Indonesia, Vietnam, and the Philippines. However, the deal with the Philippines only slightly reduced its tariff rate from 20% to 19%. Of the 68 nations listed in Trump's executive order, along with the EU, most have yet to secure deals. These include Algeria facing a 30% tariff, Iraq at 35%, Syria at 41%, Switzerland at 39%, and Taiwan at 20%. Trump had already imposed steep duties on Brazil and India before August's deadline. On Wednesday night, he signed an order placing a 50% tariff on Brazilian imports, but exempted key sectors like aircraft and aluminium. India faces a 25% tariff, partly due to its ongoing oil trade with Russia.